Life is speeding up. We live under constant changes that can make us feel uncomfortable. It isn't very easy to assume the omnipresence of technology without understanding its scope and where it will lead us. And in the meantime, data about our lives are being collected and processed with the help of artificial intelligence. And what exactly is artificial intelligence? Do we know what the actual presence of AI in our cities means and how it affects us? What does it really mean to make decisions based on our data? What do AI-based decisions imply? What risks does it pose, and to what extent can it improve the lives of people living in cities? Trustworthy cities. Ethics in the AI era.
Artificial intelligence is an umbrella term in constant evolution and redefinition. It covers a wide range of technologies, such as machine learning, biometric recognition systems, and natural language processing. Broadly speaking, AI consists of a range of human-like cognitive abilities performed by machines. The two defining elements of AI are autonomy, it performs tasks in complex environments without a constant guidance, and adaptability, it improves performance by learning from experience. The use of AI related to city management refers to the collection, interpretation, and analysis of urban data, in order to support policy-related decision-making as well as the development of solutions that are or could be used in an urban context. There are currently several sorts of AI used to improve the management of life in cities around the world. They are used in several different fields. Let's see some examples. In traffic control and to improve mobility in cities such as London, Austin, or New Jersey. In chatbots in order to enhance communication with citizens regarding different topics, for health inquiries in Helsinki, to find and compare parking prices in Buenos Aires, or to manage digital procedures in Singapore. Artificial intelligence is also used to improve waste management in the streets of different Dutch cities or in Melbourne, Australia. Another application is facial recognition, used in cities such as London and in Madrid, where it has been pilot tested to pay in some public means of transport by using facial recognition. We also find AI systems to manage air quality forecast data, or to certify if our environment is subject to different kinds of pollution in cities such as Vilnius or Los Angeles. In cities like Barcelona, it is also used to manage petitions by citizens, and also to support the management of public space, by monitoring the city's beaches capacity. But the implementation of artificial intelligence, while entailing many opportunities and improvements in management, also poses new questions and plenty of challenges. Artificial intelligence learns through taught patterns, machine learning, but it can also learn by itself, deep learning. This is the reason why we can introduce a large number of data and allow it to draw conclusions and even make decisions. In this sense, where are the limits of the decisions we can allow artificial intelligence to make? If some algorithms are to select the beneficiaries of certain social benefits, how can we ensure that the algorithm does not discriminate on the basis of gender, origin, or sexual orientation, among others? How do we make sure there's no bias? How can we ensure that fundamental democratic values such as freedom and equality are not being jeopardized?
If equality is difficult in the analog world, it will be no less in the digital one. There are some digital-specific inequalities that stem from the digital divide, for example, or the biases that the data feed the algorithms. There are many ways to fight against these inequalities, but I would insist on the importance of allowing algorithms to be audited and challenged, to be the subject of a public debate. Let's do with algorithms what we humans have always done with power: divide it, allow criticism, force it to justify itself.
There are many questions surrounding the new uses of artificial intelligence in general, and in the cities in particular. Who is to be held responsible when AI fails? Are cities truly ready to manage AI challenges?
Well, I think the key governance challenges of AI in cities revolve around public trust and perception of public trust. Public trust in how people can understand how a technology works. So the explainability of AI is fundamentally important. And quite often we find ourselves in a situation where ethical principles are being dealt with on a very, very high level. And those are sometimes not very useful for the case-by-case basis by which we approach AI. So I think it's really important that the public are involved in the design, they're communicated to and are allowed to talk back to innovators around the use of AI, and that they're reassured by the kind of governance structures that you put in place.
We're talking about not really an emergent technology, but a technology that the cities and the public administration are only using it for the last decade. So there's a great challenge in terms of governance. Who runs the algorithms? Who provides the algorithms? How do we use these algorithms? Such a disruptive technology needs to have everyone in terms of accountability or transparency.
What is the role of the private sector in the development and control of these new technologies? How can public administrations lead innovation regarding AI in the private sector in order to guarantee ethical standards?
I see mainly three tools. One is regulation, the other one is public procurement, and the other one is fostering an innovation ecosystem around ethical artificial intelligence. In terms of regulation, you can develop strategies and policies that had to do with artificial intelligence so as to make clear the position of the city in the deployment of this technology and their projects and in their services. In terms of public procurement, you can introduce digital right clauses in the tendering processes that the City Council does on a regular basis. In terms of fostering an innovation ecosystem around ethical artificial intelligence, what we do is when you make sure that many players have as its core business an ethical artificial intelligence, you can improve the chances to have more services, more projects, more technologies that comply with those principles that we all look after.
So really the kind of journey to AI involves a question of improving data quality and questions of technology, but they also involve, in my view, a really deep emphasis on the human being and how we design questions, big questions, thin questions that are relevant to our citizens and how the city functions. And so in all of those spheres, I think no city can go alone on this. They need to talk with other professionals and other cities on their experience in doing these things.
In 2018, the cities of Amsterdam, Barcelona, and New York founded the Cities Coalition for Digital Rights, which is an international network of cities that currently brings together over 55 cities around the world, committed to a human rights-based digital transformation. The coalition has created the Global Observatory of Urban Artificial Intelligence, a joint project of CDOB, the Barcelona Centre for International Affairs, and the cities of Barcelona, Amsterdam, and London, with the support of UN Habitat. The Global Observatory of Urban Artificial Intelligence aims to promote ethical applications of artificial intelligence in cities and to ensure that algorithmic tools follow these principles: fairness and non-discrimination, transparency and openness, safety and cybersecurity, privacy protection, sustainability, and accountability. The flagship project of the GOI is its Atlas, a repository of AI initiatives that have been developed and implemented in cities worldwide. and that are aligned with the observatory's ethical principles. Its aim is to analyze the evolution and growth of digitalization in cities from an ethical standpoint, and become a focus point for researchers, local policymakers, and the general public interested in AI. All these initiatives are examples of a broader general effort to create frameworks and strong principles that regulate the use, development, and application of AI in the cities.
My proposal is to talk about techno-conditionalism, the idea that technology conditions our existence. Technology makes more likely some options than other, but it doesn't determine absolutely what we can do with these instruments. One problem is that digitalization tends to be considered as something unconscious, to the point that we stop thinking reflexively and critically about it.
What makes a city smart? Is it technology? Or is it the smart use of technology? Now more than ever, critical thinking and ethics are of paramount importance to manage the technological revolution we are living and to harness its full potential. Governments, the private sector, and citizens alike must demand that ethical principles be preserved in order to regulate the world we have created, a world that is moving fast but that must not leave human values behind. It is our responsibility that technology does not go beyond what is humanly desirable.